Would you like to start your own business, or you have a business and you're thinking about entering into a farmer's market? I'm going to share with you everything you need to know to get started, the to-dos, the not to-dos, and just some good advice that if you want to succeed in a farmer's market industry, what to do. Zen's Business Development Podcast is dedicated to supporting tea entrepreneurship by providing content on innovation, business strategies, trends in the tea industry, and more. If you have any topics you like covered, leave them in the comment below. And please like and subscribe. My name is Fernando. I'm the founder and CEO of Zen's Tea House. We do a lot of farmers markets. We're about 20 plus farmers markets throughout the greater Los Angeles area. From at one time in 2019, before COVID, we had farmers markets from San Diego up to Ventura, doing 60 farmers markets, 80 plus a week. And we're gonna start. The first thing you need to know, being early. This is the Redlands Farmers Market. We're set up right here. And we got here, Luke, how long ago did we get here?
An hour ago.
An hour ago. We got here an hour ago. Have you ever thought about working your own farmer's market, or you already have a business, like let's say this tea house, I actually have a cappuccino from them. You will benefit greatly by showing up not just 30 minutes early, but an hour early. I've been rejected 3 times this morning, and it's not even 30 minutes before. In business, it's a numbers game. You got to show up early. It gives you a head start. We are at the second Riverside Farmers Market. This has been running for 15 years, and it's run by a husband and wife. One of the things that I found is that farmers market managers make or break a market. And there's a lot of big fish in small ponds that will run farmers market like an illegitimate, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back type of circus. I worked at swap meets. I've done over 100 different farmers markets. In fact, in 2019, the Zen's Tea House company was doing about 60 farmers markets a week at our max, from San Diego up into Ventura, San Bernardino, Riverside, all throughout LA and Orange County. I can tell you that the market managers are actually more important than the location. It's more important than the day. It's more important than the vendors that show up, because the market manager will determine your success. You have to decide really quickly if you're going to swallow your ego and work with people who are difficult. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to mention anyone who's bad, and there's quite a few companies and market managers, and really it's just the temperament of the leadership that will dictate if a market's good or not. I can tell you this market right here, really great leadership, really great farmers, and you can tell by the vendors. And how long they've been doing it also means a lot. There will be people who come into leadership positions at farmers markets, and they'll come and they'll go. They'll have their season, and they will suck every ounce of orange juice out of their oranges because they care only about the bottom line. Those type of people might have a good market for a little while, but it's only a matter of time until it's taken away from them. Any vendors right there, anyone who's been there, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I have a person who's managing a market that I really want to be at, but they won't let me unless they say I have to do all these other low performing markets that are super far away. There are some market managers who will say, I will get you into my market only if you do my other farmers markets. And by the way, those are farmers markets that are no good. The only reason why those markets exist is to put money into that market manager's pocket. It's not because the people in the neighborhoods care. If you want help with starting your tea business, email me, fernando@zenstea.com, right here. If you need help with your finances and navigating the complexities of running a small business where there's a lot of transactions and cash on the table, download the free PDF book on Zen's Business Development page, or Zen's Business Development Handbook at zenstea.com. It's free. Why are we doing this? Because I care about the tea industry, and as I'm expanding and growing, I'm seeing there's a lot of more people who want to start their business, and maybe tea is not what they want to offer, but the fundamentals are pretty much the same. Even there are many exceptions to that rule, but across the board, we want to grow the tea industry, and if one vendor is doing well, it only works well if everyone else is adjusting to the growth. So you want to get into a farmer's market, it's your first time applying, you never had any market before. Well, farmer's market, it's all about your reputation. You need to establish yourself, so it's probably best to become friends with the vendor, because farmers market managers typically won't give you a chance, and if they do give you a chance, it's going to be a very difficult market. I'm telling you from personal experience. I entered into a farmers market company, Raw Inspirations. I only do one market. It's the first market I ever applied to. I will not work with them because they just have such a bad reputation. That's not even my opinion. They have a bad reputation. And so you'll often find yourself that's the route you got to go when you enter into a farmer's market for the first time. Now, if you want to do some reconnaissance, get a job working at a farmer's market company and then become friends with the manager. I found that if you are a farmer's market vendor, you're an employee, you know how it works, guess what? The manager knows you. They know that you show up on time, they know you have good customer service, they know you can speak different languages. Typically, you make a lot more money speaking Spanish here in LA, technically in Riverside, but you have to learn how to speak the language. It's a different culture. It's not the same with swap meets. I've done swap meets, they are terrible. I will never do swap meets again. I've done over 100 plus of these markets, like different types of markets. I've done over 1,000 of these events over the last 13 years. How to get into a farmer's market? It's all about your reputation. You could also pull the plug, which I've seen people do, I don't advise it, where you could call your city council members, you could call your elected officials and say, hey, this farmer's market belongs to the people. I'm a resident, I'm a business owner here, I'm a taxpayer, I pay rent, and guess what? The people in power will often pull the triggers or pull the strings to get you in the market. You could also get rid of bad market managers. If you know of a bad market manager or a bad company, you can complain to the elected officials, because that's typically a very effective way to get rid of a bad market manager. But don't do that. It's way easier to become friends with market managers and grow that way. That's how you get into the farmer's market industry, at least your first market. Some advice. When it's a windy day, you need tents, okay? You need to have a white tent. It has to be a fireproof tent. You need heavy weights, and that's for your own good. You need to be approved by the health department. Usually, if you're selling agriculture, that's the agriculture department. You'll need to get permit licensing fees. It's different from every county. It's different in every state. Typically, the more bigger bureaucratic, the more difficult it is. But again, I mentioned in the last video, if you need help, contact your elected officials. Technically, they work for the people. People does not work for the government. Spoken like a true businessman, veteran, freedom-loving American. If you want help with getting into farmer's market, you can email me, Fernando@zenstea.com. Typically, the terms and conditions to get started: you need a white tent, you need the tables, you need to have tablecloths. There are exceptions to farmers. If the market manager likes you, it's typically good. Read all the terms and conditions. You'll need your certificate of insurance. You'll need to have a car insurance. They don't really look at workers' comp. They never look at these employees. Majority of these people are paid cash 1099 employees. Or technically not employees, they're independent contractors. This is typically the first step to get started into a farmer's market company. But I can't stress to you enough, having those tents, windy, you have one bad move at a farmer's market, you'll be kicked out of all your markets and you'll get fined. Farmer's market business without a brick and mortar location, no aspirations. There are some downsides. Yes, you don't have to worry about the rent or the overhead, those fixed costs of having a brick and mortar location, but it's very difficult to sell your business. So everyone wants to make a lot of money, but if you are not in a physical location, a brick and mortar, you won't be able to scale and grow to the next level. There are many companies, farmers market businesses, that operate without a brick and mortar location. They do ghost kitchens, a shared food facility, or they even rent from companies like mine that say, hey, you sell farmers markets, I can lend out my kitchen on Sunday or whatever day that we're not open. And you'll find that you can be very profitable, but you can lose your permit. You can get kicked out of markets, and then you're gone, and you'll be quickly replaced if you are successful. If you have a business model that's only at farmers markets, pop-up health fairs, expos, and you don't have a brick and mortar location, it can be profitable, but it's really more of like a job that you have to constantly show up to. You have a physical brick and mortar location, you can get a place with cameras and get it to run without you. I'm a big fan of working farmers markets. Just know that there is a downside to it. And if you ever want to sell your business, it's actually difficult to do so if you're only at farmers markets. So I'm with a farmers market manager here. She doesn't want to be shown. But one of the vendors that's trying to enter into her market needs a commercial kitchen. And I'm telling you, shared food facilities are good, but if they're not professionally run, you can find yourself in a position like mine where you are running your business and then all of a sudden that shared food facility doesn't pay the health department and then you're out immediately. It's something called a PR number. So if you want to sell or sample drinks, beverages, ready to eat food, you need that 3-compartment sink, and not every location is licensed to do so, and there are different restrictions. So if you want help with your farmers market business, know that you gotta pay Uncle Sam a lot before you can get started, depending on what you're selling. Farmers markets, everything you need to know to get started. If you want help building your business from just your garage to having multiple locations with your business, and maybe even buying from you and doing that franchise route, been there. I tell you, it's expensive, but the skills to learn is very, very valuable, and we're offering it for free because we want to see the economy grow and like to see small business owners take their business to the next level, especially with tea. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment what you learned in this video. Thanks, guys.